Hello and welcome to Big Scott 35. Tonight, not doing the cards. I'm going to do some of my other collecting. I'll talk a little bit about it. I love playing video games and I love to nerd out about other things as a collector. So we're going to touch on that. I've done a few videos like this in the past. I used to do a lot more of them, but I kind of slowed down on this when I picked up more into the baseball cards. Hobby dollars don't have unlimited hobby dollars. I don't really sell a lot to support it. So let's just get in, and I'm going to show off some stuff tonight, and tell me what you think tonight. And I've done this before. I love my Star Wars stuff, so we're going to start off with that. And Hot Wheels has made a line of Star Wars vehicles. They've done this in the past with ships and stuff. Well, they have a new show called The Bad Batch on Disney. It's an animated series. This is their vehicle of choice to get around space. It's called the Havoc Marauder. And the premise is a bad batch of clone guys. If you go back, they were kind of declared as misfits and would never amount to anything, and they made their own squad. And they do special stuff for the Empire and before it becomes the Empire. And I have not watched the actual movie or the new show yet, but I watched them, and they were in the animated series, The Clone Wars. Very interesting to watch. I've heard mixed things about it. And this is from The Mandalorian. It's an AT-ST Raider in the first year of it. This is the one that comes into the village when he first meets Cara, what's Gina Carrera, whatever I can't remember, think of her character out the top of my head. But so this is the Raiders, and this is one of the vehicles they fight against in that one. Thought it was pretty cool. And then I love my Batman. So I picked up the Batman from the, was it 66 or 67 series? And from the helicopter. If you ever get a chance to see the movie, it's prevalent in that in that adaptation. It's the Adam West version of Batman. Almost dropped everything on the floor. And the vehicle from that. Now I'll show you this and other ones. I try to pick up as much. I love this series. This is kind of my gateway into comic books and superheroes and all that as a kid. I think I've told a story before where I had a viewfinder. If you don't know what that is, Google it. And I would sit there all day and look at the episodes and watch the reruns on TV. Loved that series. And it's something else that the cartoon, I was a little too old when it came out to get the action figures. But I had a friend of mine that was in the neighborhood, two brothers. One was older and one was younger. I mean, the younger one had some of the toys. He was still young enough, but they had this toy, and I used to love this cartoon, Thundercats, and I still watch cartoons to this day. And this was their tank, rover, whatever you want to call it, Thundercats Thunder Tank, and very cool. Saw that, just thought I had to get it. And that's Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels makes a bunch, Fast and Furious cars. They've done some other things in the past. I think they did the Scooby-Doo van once, and I missed it. They do some pretty cool stuff. And when I go to Target, I always walk through there just to see if there's something I like. And on that same line of walking through Target, some Funko Pops. This is the from The Mandalorian, the Child, which we know what his name is now, and I don't want to try to butcher that without seeing it in front of me. And this was kind of heavy. It's him in his little bag that Mandalorian carries him around in. And then here's a couple that were concept art. Yoda, and I've seen these concept arts before. They have an R2-D2 C-3PO. I've not seen the R2-D2 in stores. I've seen the C-3PO. It looks like an old, 60s sci-fi I didn't really pay much attention. But the Yoda, I've actually seen this concept art before, and it's very cool looking. I almost wish this was what they went with, an older looking man. Not much different, but a little. And this is a Darth Vader. This is almost what Disney draws him as. So that's kind of funny. This is the concept art because it's softer lines, not as harsh, straight lines. And this is the concept art for the, and I thought it was pretty cool pop. They're not limited or anything. The Yoda, I bought the last one that was on the, or I had one on the shelf that was damaged. And I went back in 2 days later and they had a full 6 or 7, 8 of them in 2 rows. So it's not like they're, you know, hard to find, limited edition or anything. This is a Boba Fett Black Series. They're coming out with the Bad Batch. I've been looking for those. I thought they were supposed to be already out. I have not found them yet. I've seen them online for pre-order. Pretty pricey through a Tory, like third-party toy distributor. So I'm kind of just waiting. This one has a torn top on it. And again, I bought this at, I think, a Walmart. And then like the next week I went to Target and they had like 3 or 4 of them on the shelf that were pristine. So I already had it. I could have got it and took it out of the box. And this one here is one of my favorite villains in the Rebels animated series. It's also a very good books out on him. Thrawn. And this one's more drawn, not as animated, but more of the book series, it looks like. Grand Admiral Thrawn. And very, very good in-depth bad guy villain. He's not your typical I'm going to kill everybody. He's very thoughtful and methodical in how he approaches things. Very interesting. And again, I bought it. Last one they had damaged package. So if I can find one that's pristine, I'll get it and open it up and play with it. I'll just set it on my shelves back here. Next is going to be just a couple of books. Dr. Aphra. It's actually a cartoon series. She works in league with Darth Vader a little begrudgingly. I'll leave this other one because I think that was pretty neat. And then the third one in the final book in the Alphabet Squadron series, Victory's Price, which is pretty cool. It's kind of where they're hunting down the remnants of the Empire after the second Death Star. I'm in the middle of the second one of that one right now. Very good book. And this one here is not really like, it's like somebody wrote an actual biography of a real family. So Skywalker, a family at war, and it starts with Anakin as a child, kind of goes up with Padme and just kind of works its way through to Ben Solo in the final movie, and even Rey. Because I read an article in my Star Wars quarterly about this book, and they asked the author why she included her, because she's not really a Skywalker, and they made the point that, you know, they make a point in the movie that family's bigger than, more than just bloodlines. Like, you know, having Obi-Wan Kenobi as a surrogate father and his, you know, uncle and aunt, and with Luke, and, you know, just things like that. Han Solo being like his brother and Chewbacca, even the droids. So that's kind of, I think she touches on all of this. And she says she read actual like biographies of families when she wrote this to get inspiration on how to write it. So I am very, very interested in reading this and just seeing like a point of view of a family from the start of, with Anakin as a child through his growing pains and how he became Darth Vader to, you know, the twins, and, you know, progression through Ben and Rey. I just think that was a fabulous concept. Probably not the first time that concept's been used, but I thought it was very fresh and original, especially with how many books they make. Holy cow. I mean, you can see I got my bookcase over here, and it's overflowing. And then finally, what I love, games. Games, games, games. So, first off, going to Target quite a bit looking for, you know, cards. I always go in the game section to see if they have marked down. They have like a end cap on the back of an end cap aisle where they have a lot of marked down games, and they just had this sitting in a box. It's loose too. Again, for what the guy looked it up, had no price, and I think I've told you before, you can bargain at Target because I think he said it was $29.99. I was like, oh man, if it was $19.99 like the other ones, I would have bought it. And he goes, oh, you would? So he charged me $19.99, and I bought it. And then I went same Target. They had this year's NHL hockey, which I've got almost every other EA hockey game that's ever been made, almost going back to PS1, I think, or 2 when it started. And I didn't have this one, and they had it marked down to $20, and with Ovechkin on the cover. I mean, you know, I'm wearing my Cats hat. I didn't plan it. I just no brainer. And I might not even play it. I just wanted it for my collection, and you can see a little bit of games over there. And then next, I went to a retro store and picked up. They had a buy two get one or something. So again, I love collecting for the PSP. I think that was the next generation to me of handhelds that got us to the Switch. That's how I kind of look at the PSP. So we got the Gretzky here. Ghost Recon, which is one of my favorite shooter games. All the Ghost Recons. I think the Tom Clancy games. I think without these, you don't have Call of Duty, and Call of Duty is not Ghost Recon or Battlefield. I love those games, and they just never caught on to mainstream like Call of Duty. Call of Duty won the kids, and you know, this one doesn't have the book in it or nothing. It's just the UMD in it, but it's a great addition to my collection. And then I've talked about it before, collecting the Dreamcast, and I got the Expendable. Just one that I needed for the collection. I don't know much about it. I know it's not an easy game to find, but it's not a hard one either. It's kind of, you know, it's not one of the ones that you get for, like, you know, Taxi or Crazy Taxi or some of those games, but it's just one that, you know, I saw it, I was like, yeah, let me get it while I see it. And gaming, just like any other collectible, if you can find it out in a store setting with it's not marked up, they're going to follow price charting at this store pretty much. But I think that was actually less than price charting at the time, so I went ahead and grabbed it. So that's kind of my my other hobbies are at Star Wars. You know, I pick up that. So Batman. I do a little bit of, I love DC Comics, and I'll pick up like Thundercats. I love G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe is my favorite cartoon of all time, with Voltron, and I forget this other one I used to watch as a little bit kid. I want to say it's like Space Adventures. It was a Japanese cartoon that kind of led to Voltron. And what I'm playing, I just want to talk about this real quick. And also, what I'm playing right now is, I think this came out in 2018. So, it's the Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It's got pretty much everything in it that all the DLCs, when I started it up, it gave me everything. So, man, what a fun game. The one before it was supposed to be their first like real RPG or whatever, and then this one kind of puts another layer on top of it. And I never really got into that type of gameplay before. I just want to stab people in the neck. That's all I want to do. But this one has been really fun. It does have a little bit of a grinding system to it, but it's not repetitive, so repetitive that I just don't want to play it. There has been one boss fight that's a side mission boss fight that you don't really need to do. It's a boar, and you're fighting these legendary animals, and the boar farts on you. That's his gaseous farts. That's his thing. And I just thought it was childish for an adult game to have that. Kind of ruined a great playing. Didn't ruin it. Just brought it down just that ink where I was like, what? And I just skipped it because it's almost impossible to beat right now. I got to get stronger. But that's it for today. As you can see, this puts a smile on my face. I get a little excited with this. I love finding this stuff, and it takes a while for me to collect this because I don't go out looking for it necessarily. I don't go looking on YouTube on the webs for it. I just kind of go out, and if I find it, now that it's yard sale season, I might try to go out to some of that, but I'm not an early morning, got to hit it type of dude, so most of the time that stuff's already gone. And my buddy went out last week, and he said they had a citywide, and he said the deals just weren't there. He found some stuff, but everybody wants eBay prices, and you go to yard sale, that's not what you're looking for. You're going there to get yard sale prices, not necessarily eBay prices. So with that, leave a like, share. I know this is a little different for a lot of you guys that like to watch my videos, and I'll do one of these every 6 weeks or so, I guess. That's what I've been kind of doing. Whenever I get a stash and I don't have much, I got some cards, but I'm save those for another day. And I think I have another SGC coming back. So until next time, leave a subscribe and see ya.